Everyone, my name is String and I'm super excited to be part of Beyond Experience, where I'm going to share with you the secrets and tips on how I grew on LinkedIn so you can effectively grow on LinkedIn yourself. So here goes with the presentation. If you have any questions, don't forget there are 3 sessions depending on your locations and your area for you to ask questions in real time. But let's go through this presentation, and I look forward to sharing how you could effectively grow on LinkedIn to grow your business, to gain clients, to find opportunities and expand your network as well. Because everything, especially during COVID-19, is all about being digital and being visible. So you be on people's top of mind and you become the top choice, top pick for people to do business with you. So let's get started. So this presentation, it's all about growing and effectively becoming the top choice, the top of mind, so people could come to you for business and you could be the trusted voice or the trusted source for people to come for you for information, because you are the expert, you know your stuff. So how can people find you? Well, the easiest way to do it is to build a channel. So the thing about LinkedIn is it's no longer a resume platform. Like traditionally, LinkedIn has become a platform where you used to upload your resume and it's a place for you to seek jobs. Now, LinkedIn has become a place, is not a resume anymore. It's a channel. 3 years ago when I started on LinkedIn, it was a place where you could it's become a content-driven platform, meaning that you could upload videos, you could create videos, you could create your expertise. It's more than a resume. It's a place for you to build up your community. It's a place where you could find jobs, more than jobs actually. It's a place for you to find projects. It's a place that you could grow and build up a global network so people could connect with you as well. So if you have a online expertise or you're in the tourist industry like what you're doing right now, it's really important that you build a presence so then people could connect with you and expand your thoughts about like how can you grow your business online and in the world as well. Because LinkedIn, with over 650 million people, I just learned that only 3 million accounts are creating weekly content on a regular basis, which means this is the opportunity for you to use LinkedIn as a way to stand out and attract attention, attract opportunities, attract an audience, and attract ways of like finding projects and attracting new projects, clients, customers. Like for me personally, like ever since I've been on LinkedIn, I've been able to gain 7 million views, have within 3 years, I gained $39 and been able to develop and created my own startup called The Trusted Voice as well. And in context, what is the top voice means? It means it's given to the top 330 creators in the world. So I'm considered one of the best creators on LinkedIn, and I'll go share techniques and tactics on how I grew and build up my channels as well. So if you don't know me, my name is String and I happen to love fried chicken. And now that you know that I love fried chicken, every time you see fried chicken, you go think of me and it's like, oh, this is a girl that likes fried chicken. So it's like my face has been covered, but this hat, for example, one of my friends gave it to me because they know that I love fried chicken so much. So one of the things that I do is organize fried chicken parties around the world with my community members as a way to build relationships offline as well. So what I'm trying to say is that LinkedIn has personally given me the opportunities to really connect with my audience and my market. And now I get leads almost every day. So last week I was able, because I want to hyper focus, I use LinkedIn as a way to like gain customers, push through a funnel, gain opportunities to talk about new projects, and also get podcast interviews as well. So LinkedIn is just a place where instead of by pushing content, I was able to attract and find the right people to connect with as well. So if you do the push effect, you get the pull effect. In more case than anything, you have to like think about LinkedIn. Like I mentioned that LinkedIn is more than a resume platform. Jeff Weiner is the CEO of LinkedIn, and he's going to be replaced. He's like planning to move on beyond LinkedIn, but let's repeat what he said as well. It's all about becoming a channel, being a voice. LinkedIn is a place where you could amplify your voice and amplify your expertise. So I think it's really important that you realize that LinkedIn is more than a resume platform. It's a place, it's more than a dynamic, it's more than a static, I should say. It's a place where you dynamically show your expertise and you show your proof of your expertise, your personality, your voice. Like you have everything to say, your stories, your expertise, like your thoughts. People want to come to you because you know your stuff, you know your shit. So I'm going to share with you 5 even more tips on how to grow on LinkedIn. And the first thing that I want to go through with you is, I'm going to just make this smaller. I'm going to go through with you 7 tips of personal branding. And I call this 7 V's because like the 7 V's is like the 7 layers of what you can do to help bring clarity, understand your personal brand in this world. So the first one is your vision. What is your North Star? What is your why? The second is your values. It is like, what do you care about? It acts as your framework to life and business. For example, I care about diversity, entrepreneurship, and creativity. So those are 3 things that are my driving force to make decisions. Who are your folks? It's important that you know who your folks are. So it's a German word for Volkswagen or Volks. It came from, you're probably more familiar with the brand Volkswagen, which translate in German is people for the cars. So who are your people? Who's your target market? Your visuals. So think of your visuals as like, what is your version of fried chicken? McDonald's has M. Mine is fried chicken. So whenever you see fried chicken, you think of me. When you think of Apple, you think of Apple. So think of those like visuals, like your face is your visuals, like wearing glasses is your visuals, having green hair is a visual. Think about the visuals that you want to portray so then people could trigger and think about you when you're not there. So it's all about being top of mind again. Your voice, what are your key messages? What are the messages that you want to convey to the world? For example, mine's all about personal branding. So I talk about marketing, how to grow your business and have clarity all the time. So every one of you have your own version of messages as well. Validation, what are your goals? Do you want to be the number one, like in your industry? Do you want to be the trusted voice in your field? Do you want to like gain 10 clients per month? Do you want to grow up to 5,000 followers? So what is your validation and victory? How do you make bank? So that's like, how do you monetize all this? Think about it from day one. I think one of the most common mistakes is that we don't monetize or think about how to like leverage channels. And channels is just pretty much like, how do you get all the eyeballs and traffic? And how do you monetize them through a funnel as well? So a lot of people don't think of LinkedIn as a funnel opportunity. They think of it as a way to just connect with anyone. But again, like I feel like if you learn from Facebook, you could definitely set up a company page or a profile and realize that, it's like the top of the funnel experience where you become top of mind and allow people to connect with you directly because that you provide the solutions that they want to hear from you. Every business has, or every individual has problems and you're the solution. And there are all types of content on LinkedIn. So the ones that I really want to share with you is your profile. Articles, I have to say, brings out like credibility and expertise, but the things that you should really care about is status and videos. But I also want to share a new thing that's been offered as well, which is PDFs. So if you don't see it, I want to share with you that there's like, the thing about LinkedIn is that you could push any content on there, and as long as you push on a frequent basis, on like a channel needs to be on a frequent basis, that you need to create content on a regular basis so that you be on top of mind. You can't create one quality content because then people forget, because the way that LinkedIn works is based on a feed experience. So if you just push one, what happens in over time is your content gets pushed down. So that means you have to play a volume game, and channels are a bit of a volume game. So the more content you create, quality content, the more that people will think about you, and they know that they come to you for the source of information that you're trusted for. And I love to share with you some techniques and thoughts about content as well. So if we talk about profiles, I realize that profiles is used as resumes, but I'm going to talk about how you can use it as a channel kind of experience. So this is a little bit outdated, so I'm going to share my latest one. If you go through here, over here, if you go through here, what we realize is that on top of is the banner, and make sure your profile pic is really crystal clear. I would really think about your value prop that you want to optimize, so then people know, and there you go, Cleo's messaged me, that you want people to be known for. So think about, instead of like putting it as a job title, think about the value proposition. So my value proposition is your trusted guide to LinkedIn marketing and personal branding. And think about like the 70 characters that you want to optimize. And these days your about is not about like, oh, this is what I'm good at. It's more about like your value proposition. And do it in a structure in a way where you hook them in and you provide like, oh, he understands the struggle of your prospects, and then you provide the solutions, what they're doing. So the way I think about the about is like, it's a sales copy. It's your landing page where you push them towards a funnel. So when they click onto it, this is where they click on to things as well. So if you have to do 3 things, I recommend that you focus on your headline, your about, and also what is the one link that you want to put people to be pushed into, whether it be, are you pushing them into an ebook? Do you want them to download an ebook? Or do you want them to push into a landing page? Or what is that one thing that you want to push the traffic towards to? And going back to the presentation, a new thing, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize it, that you could be super visual with your PDFs. And the thing about LinkedIn is that people love seeing PDFs, and I want to show it to you here. So PDFs is something that you kind of carousel, and carousel means that you want to do a presentation where people consume information. Originally, it was known as SlideShare, but then they enable PDFs to be put into LinkedIn itself. So I would recommend that you use these like content as a way to stand out and pop out as well. Traditionally, I actually think that out of all the content on LinkedIn, going to the presentation now, out of all the content on LinkedIn, the best content that does in views is actually copy. So I think one of the reasons, my theory is copy does the best, or written post does the best, because people love to consume and read on LinkedIn. I think it's because of the professional habit. People just like to read more on LinkedIn. And the way I structure like how to create engaging copy written posts is to think of the headline and make it very human relatable. And it has to be super easy to read. So think of the headline as a clickbait-like catchy title. Think of it as the first line of your newsletter and of the topic of your post. And in the copy, make sure that it's super easy to read. So see how Josh has structured his posts in a way that's super easy to read, in active language, something people could relate to, and make sure that you have a call to action. What is the one thing that you want people to do? Do you want them to comment more? Do you want them to like more? Do you want them to download your link? What is the one thing that you want them to do? So think about that. If you have to like create any post today, I recommend updating your profile and creating one post and then tag me. By tagging me, it allows me to engage with your post, and I could bring my audience, my 39,000 followers, to your post to give it that boost. So tagging influencers actually is a great way to engage content as well. So I think I love video because video is considered a trust factor. I'm going to sneeze. It's considered a trust factor. So I say a trust accelerator because like you don't need to push videos on a high frequency basis, but posting one video per week allows people to know that you're super real and that you love what you're doing. It shows your personality. You're an expert. So having video shows that you're super real and you're willing and you're super confident in what you're doing as well. So at a video, like even though copy post does 5 times more in views than videos, remember that videos is something that people are willing to watch if they're really interested in you. So I feel like video has like a little bit more of a trust factor. So if they are willing, even though you have less likes or less views on videos, just remember those people are actually giving the attention and investing in time to watch your stuff. So they're more likely to opt in and buy into what you're offering. Most of the conversations these days, for me, happens in messages. So remember that, like it's all about building relationships as well. So the more people and relatable that you are, or more like where I think one of the things about personal branding is that you want to increase the touch points for people to reach out to you and have conversation with you in messages so they could like connect with you and it's like, hey, I have a problem, I want help with this. So it's not like through you're building up your expertise and your relatability on content, but the real conversations happen through messages. Moving on, and one of the things that I realized when I took over an account, I went from originally my client's account channel, like I did an experiment on my client's channel where he was originally just had an average week of 1,000 views and went up to 10,100 views. So he had a 900% jump in weekly average views. And this is what I did. I posted 5 times a week. I became a channel where we known for your value. So it's all about providing value and reinforcing your value proposition. Post one emotional human story because these posts actually triggers engagement. So what do I mean by human stories? I meant like sharing your stories, sharing stories of you. It's almost like a Disney version of business where you share your struggles but overcome the struggles. It's all about emotions. People are not driven by stats or like how-to-dos. People are driven by emotional human stories where they can relate to and have a conversation. They want to see their story in your story. And the content mix is 1 video, 4 written posts per se. So that's what really helps engage people with your content. So try these out and understand that most businesses don't have the headspace or the skill sets to create content. So, but still, I just want to share with you some tactics that I use because like I create content on a daily basis. So think about like how you could create content on a weekly basis so you could build up their skill sets. But just letting you know the way that LinkedIn works is based on a volume game or quality. If you could maintain volume and quality, then you're winning and you will win and outwin and outgame your competitors as well because they probably are not creating content or being a channel on LinkedIn themselves. And if you're like, it's kind of funny that my face is on top of the person because it's me there. I just want to say, if you want to grow your business, consider joining the trustedvoice.co. We help experts and leaders grow their personal brands on LinkedIn. So if you need support, if you need the framework on how to create content, like just before, and give feedback on how to like critique your content to be better, how to improve, how to optimize, how to gain views, how to build an audience, how to like create a really dope profile becomes like part of a funnel, consider joining the Trusted Voice, where it's a membership program where we really want you to succeed. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn directly. Just mention that you found me for this presentation. But also remember that there are 3 Q&As for different time zones, where we have one for USA or the Eastern time zone, Asia, and also for Australia as well. So I'm looking forward, Europe as well. So I'm looking forward to answering any questions specifically about LinkedIn per se. And if anything, there are other trusted experts as well. We have Peplina, who's doing voice. David's also a awesome brand expert. Claire, she's awesome because she's always helping businesses move online. And I'm looking forward to learning different people as well, because they are trusted experts in their own fields, and they're helping events and travel professionals to leverage online and how to be awesome online. So let's thank again Cleo for organizing this. She's created the virtual travel show and the team as well. So I look forward to answering your questions. My name is String, and go on LinkedIn. Don't be afraid to share and amplify your voice, because you are an expert, and share your travel experience, your expertise, and amplify your voice to attract business and clients as well. See you around LinkedIn.